outside.
I know so many people are getting outside or maybe even staying inside to work out. A really easy, great way to do it is using a kettlebell. Brent Bishop is here with some great kettlebells. After I had my second child, this is what I did in my basement all the time, kettlebell workouts. Kathy is your model today. She's going to help us out.
Kathy's an expert.
You're an expert model. You can be both, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll try. So, what do you like about kettlebells?
To tell you the truth, I was a later adopter of the kettlebell because I was thinking, it's just a weight. Why don't I use a dumbbell?
Right.
But I began to use it with clients and myself, and I realized that you can get into a lot more technical moves. It's a great way to combine strength training with cardiovascular endurance and power, right?
Yes.
So a lot of these moves, they get your whole body going, and it's great to do at home too because it's quick and you can get everything done.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do a circuit right now.
We're going to do a little circuit.
Okay.
Kathy's going to do a circuit.
Kathy's going to do a circuit. I'll be over here in my high heels.
So, I mean, I always tell people one thing with kettlebells, do get some instruction. Like, get some instruction first. Don't just jump into some of these moves.
Right.
The first one will be a double arm kettlebell swing. So, again, what she's working here is you're recruiting the back of the legs.
Yep.
So the legs are sort of initiating things. That swinging motion, it's kind of weightless at the top of the movement here. The important thing is to keep the shoulders back, spine straight, and you want to drive the heels into the ground every time you swing up.
Okay, so there's definitely, you want to be protecting your back.
Yeah.
When I first saw this move, I thought, what's the big deal? Do about 10 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like your heart rate is up. It's an amazing move.
And of course, you got all different weights, you know, that go up to even 32 kilograms,
That's right.
which is quite a bit. Next one, more for the shoulder. We're going to go into a push press. So we're starting with the kettlebell tight to the body.
Yeah.
And then it's a little bit of a drive from the legs, and then pressing straight up and turning the palm forward.
Ooh, that's a good
so again,
one.
working the shoulder stabilizers. There's actually a lot more core involved here than you think.
Yes.
Because you're offset, right? And depending on the weight as well, of course. So keeping the shoulders level. And
look at how Kathy's standing. If you don't mind facing me for a second and doing that same move.
Posture perfect, right?
It's just perfect. Actually, do it this way so we can see the side of your body.
Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing.
Try it one more time.
Okay.
And look at the alignment, because that's why the core is being used. Her back isn't arching, it's not rounding,
right,
it's
so there should be none of
straight.
this, where you're leaning to the side, right? So it's all about keeping that core engaged in order to keep your body straight.
Very good. And that's like 100,000 pounds, so.
It's close to that,
Could you have found bigger kettlebells, Brent? Like, what the?
They're different weights, different colors.
Yes.
You know, for a little variety. One point I'll make on this next one, so this is called a single arm snatch.
Okay.
Most important thing, if you're wearing a watch, take it off or turn it around.
Take it off.
I've lost 2, almost 3 watches by just demoing this.
Yes.
Right, so Kathy's going to go into...
It also you might bruise a bit here.
You might bruise a bit. Well, if you're doing it incorrectly, it's going to slap back on your wrist.
It slaps back on my wrist, so I'm doing it wrong.
So let's see Kathy do it. She'll do a swinging snatch, okay? So it's straight up, and it should nice and smoothly lock up at the top.
Beautiful.
And then at the top of the movement, your arm is aligned with the ear. Again, she's initiating with the legs, and then finishing with the shoulder. And obviously core involved there as well. And very cardiovascular. If you do, you know, like you said, 10, 15, 20 of those, it's a great workout.
That's right, your heart rate is up.
But let's hit the lower body.
Okay.
And I like this exercise for kettlebells as well. We're going to go into the reverse lunge. It's a pass-through lunge. So basically what you're doing is you're going to step backwards, okay? Keep your shoulders straight, or your back straight, your shoulders back, and you're going to pass underneath. And try not to touch ground, Kathy, until you're right back into the back position.
So you're
you
looking
add a
at
little bit of stability,
balance.
a lot more joint stability than just a typical lunge because the weight's swinging around and you have to engage everything to keep straight and keep balanced.
Right. Okay, that's a good one. So if you were to do this, I know you've got probably one more.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
If you were to do this in a circuit, how many are you doing of each exercise?
I'd go about 20. It depends on the weight.
20 of each one?
Of each one. It depends on the weight that you're using, and it depends obviously on your level. So yeah, I mean.
You guys are okay with that? Yeah. Okay.
But with this weight, Kathy could probably do 100 reps, but you know, normally I'd choose a little heavier for you.
She's a trained professional.
Trained professional.
Okay, what's the last move you have
last one
for
is
us?
called the Turkish Get Up, and actually one segment I did this, I think it was with Bryce.
Yes, you did.
We did the initial part of it with a dumbbell, but Kathy's going to go into actually the full thing here.
Okay.
So what's going to happen? Her right arm is in the air, elbow locked out straight. Okay. The right knee's up. She's going to engage the core, and she's pushing straight to the ceiling. And now, nice tall position. You'll notice she gets into her arms are in a nice straight lineup, and then you're going to bring that foot back.
Oh, yeah.
And then step right up. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yes.
I'm sure she's just getting up. But
Give her
it
a hand
requires
for form,
a lot of
everyone.
stability. Great job. Now, it's not done yet. You got to trace it back now. So you're going to go all the way back down. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I mean, exercises like this, you're
Yes.
working, it teaches us how to move. And that's what I love about kettlebell exercises is how to move correctly, how to align your joints correctly.
Right.
Works on mobility as well. So, I mean, you
Yes.
need a lot of mobility to do that exercise.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that because I think, you know, the one thing that can be a big motivator to getting people moving is just this idea of focusing on movement.
Right.
This is about being able to carry all of the grocery bags from your trunk and get them into the house.
For sure.
Still having a good back and a good core. This is about being able to get your baby out of the crib or out of the car seat. So it's about movement. It's about having a body that moves for your entire
It's got to transfer
lifespan.
to outside of the gym or outside of the workout, and that's the important thing. It's not just about aesthetics and how we look.
That's right.
That's a good payoff of it, but I think more importantly, you're right. It's lifestyle and being able to move.
For sure. So at some point there'll be an 8-pack if I just keep
Absolutely, absolutely.
right here.
That's the payoff.
Yeah.
But I mean,
there you go.
the older we get too, of course, you know, your mobility decreases. These are great ways to, like, I have clients that are in their 70s and they're doing these type of exercises.
I love it.
And it's so motivating to see,
Yeah,
right? But
it's
also
so
they can
good.
move. They can move well because they're focusing on that.
And that's what you want.
Yeah,
You want to move.
absolutely.
Good stuff, B. I love it. Kathy, yes, girls who lift,
Good
do
job.
it.